friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a Project Pan 2019 update. I have some good usage to show and some new additions to bring in, so let's go ahead and jump in. There are two products that I have finished up. The first one is the MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Base Primer in Radiant Yellow. This was nice. I thought this was a very lit from within primer. It wasn't too bronzy, brightening. It was just really pleasant and it wasn't too thick. I would happily have more of these prep and primes and would even consider purchasing a full size one if I ever got through all the primers that are in my collection. Very pleasantly surprised to have gotten through this, and again, no surprise why I worked through it so quickly because I really enjoyed the product. The other product that I have is my RK by Kiss Eyeshadow Magic Primer. This thing, you want to talk about bang for your buck. This just lasted so long. This is a nice thin eyeshadow primer. I liked it. I just didn't think it would ever take me this long to use, but it was good while it lasted. I definitely don't know if I would purchase it again. For me, I just love to try eyeshadow primers, and so I'm very rarely someone to repurchase the same one multiple times, and I've got my eye on either the Milani one that I hear Emily Noel talk about all the time, or the CoverGirl one that I've heard a lot of different YouTubers talk about, but I'm still far away from purchasing either one of those. But in the meantime, if you find this one and you want to buy it, I would definitely recommend it. Okay, that's it for products I have used up, so let's go ahead and talk about items that I've still got kicking around. We'll start with my handy dandy notebook first. I have my Julep pencil. This thing is getting tiny. We are really moving and grooving through this. I have pretty substantial progress from the last update to here. I don't know at what point the lead in here will actually run out. I doubt it will get all the way to the bottom, but we'll see. I also haven't decided yet if this is coming on the honeymoon or if I want to go with a gel or liquid type of product. So this might last a little bit longer than it would have otherwise, but happy with it. Just not the biggest fan of pencils overall. Other one that I have is good old faithful, the NYX Whoa pencil, because that's all I've got left here on the print. This, as per usual, is not substantial. If you look at where I started to where I am this year, it is pretty great. But again, I don't know when this will actually peter out and stop having product inside the pencil. But for now, these two little nubs are continuing on their path with me. We have one product that I'm officially placing on hold, and that is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance. I did not use a lot of this, and the reason why is I felt like I was looking a little too bronzy at school, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was, and then I realized that I think it was this. And even though I've used a lot of this product to get to this point, I don't know, I feel like for some reason with the foundation or something that was going on, it was making me just look a little too wow, a little too wow. So I'm gonna put this on hold, maybe use it later on this summer when I'm not so worried about looking a little too bronzy or glowy. I just feel like this is too much for me right now for some reason. So it's going on hold, and then I'll pick it back up probably. Then there is the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation in 110 Porcelain. I really thought that this would be finished up, and I didn't want to postpone the video any longer, but this is what I have used up. You guys can tell there's very little product left in here. I'm imagining maybe a week's worth. The reason why this is not completely used up is I've actually been mixing this. Now that I've gotten a tiny bit of sun, my overall skin is looking a little bit redder, less pale. So I was finding that this was a little bit too pale, but I wanted to finish it because I was so close to being done with it. So not to spoil things, but I've been mixing it, and now I'm bringing in that second foundation as well. It's my YSL Touche Eclat Radiance Awakening Foundation in BR10 Cool Porcelain. This, I feel like, while it doesn't look that dark per se in my ring light, it does oxidize a little bit. So when I was wearing this like all on its own, I felt like it was just a hair too dark. Once I think we get to the end of June, this will be perfect for my skin tone, but the two of these together have been like the best color combination. So I've been doing one pump of this, and together I've been mixing them, and I'm really enjoying it. My starting point for this foundation is right here. I have mixed feelings about using this because I originally bought 2 bottles of this. I bought it once and fell in love with it, and then bought a second bottle of it when the VIB sale last spring came around, because I figured I would use one of these up entirely and need one for my wedding, because at that point I was still going to do my own makeup for my wedding. Didn't end up doing that, but aside from the point. So now that I'm no longer getting married, already got married, I want to use this because it is so expensive, but I'll be sad when it's gone because I cannot live the life of buying like $60 foundations. That is just not the teaching budget lifestyle. So I do want to use this up, but then I probably won't repurchase it. I might maybe once in a blue moon treat myself to it, but it's rare. I have discovered Fenty, which I really like, and the drugstore has plenty of options that are so reasonable for my budget and my needs. So definitely gonna miss this one, but it's gonna happen. I have pretty substantial progress on my Cover FX setting spray that I have. Ignore the many lines that are on this bottle with the exception of 2. I started here and now I am down to here. This stuff has been perfect for this time of year. Looking in what I have left, I don't have a lot of longevity type setting sprays left in my collection, which could make for a rough-ish summertime since I really need a whole lot of like setting, really stick on your face like glue type products, but this has been good. I really just like the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Sprayer. It's a really quality superior spray, so I find that a lot of my other sprays that I have that aren't as effective work really well in here, hence why this has so many lines on it. I also have my highlighter. This is my Becca Opal. It's really surprising. A lot of you said to me in my original video where I showed this that you're surprised mine hasn't crumbled. Is that like a thing? I did not know that. I have, I don't know, like 3 or 4 Becca highlighters and I've never had any of them crumble on me. I do know that people who have dropped them, they've shattered, but I've never known like it to just crumble when using it normally. So I was just shocked to hear that. I guess I'm a lucky gal, but I will go ahead and pop on the screen what this originally looked like. Remember, my goal is to be able to just hit pan on one side of this. This is where this highlight is at right now. It's actually getting really difficult to pick up product along here, but I'm pushing, I'm persevering, I'm doing everything I can. I will also say that I've been really drawn to golden eyes lately, and I prefer to match my highlight to my eyes, and this has not been matching, but I'm still getting good use out of it, and it definitely motivates me to want to use this up entirely at some point. I don't know if I want to keep it in a project and use it all up entirely, because that would be a lot of work and time. The other highlight product that I have that I don't use as a highlighter is my Benefit Watts Up. I use this as an eyeshadow base. This is where we are at. It's just like a little nub, but at this point it actually does take a lot of work to use this up. I don't know why. I feel like as it gets smaller it takes me more time to use it, but this is the difference, those bottom 2 lines from the last update to now. This was basically brand new when I pulled it out, so I would love to get this done as soon as possible because I am tired of this base, but I do have, I'm pretty sure, another full brand new one of these. Additionally, I have my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for Dark Circles Treatment Concealer in Fair. This, I had to redo the lines on it because they started to fade, but you guys can see that I was here and now I am down to here. Just steadily working on this, enjoying this concealer, happy with it. I do have a couple of other concealers in my collection that I will use once this is done. So pleased and very happy with the performance of this. Now we have the lip combo that I've been working on, and the first one I have is my Essence Mystery Lip Gloss Thing. I was at the second to last line at the last update, and now I'm down to the blue line. This is really getting down to not a whole lot of product. I'm actually waiting for the time when I can't get to the very bottom, because as you can see here, it tapers off into the shape of a lipstick. When that happens, I'll probably start working on scraping the sides a bit more than what I currently have been. This stuff is nice. I am surprised to know that they discontinued this stuff. It is a really opaque lip gloss. The one thing I'll say, the one like I guess big con is it's not very long lasting. Like from when I apply this and drive to school, so we're talking like 20 minutes from when I put it on and when I get to the school door, it's gone off of my lips. So if I was actually bringing this around with me, this would have been gone months ago, but because the stopper is out of it, it's super messy and I wouldn't dare travel with it. So I'm gonna keep plugging away, but I really like this formulation and I'm really happy that I'm getting use out of it. Other one that I have is my L'Oreal Color Riche Ferris Nude Lipstick. I gotta say, my feelings of this have really grown. I've really been liking a nude lip on me. My goal at the last update was to get through the little L'Oreal embossing on there, and I got through part of it but not all of it. This is definitely, again, slow moving. I only apply in the morning. I put this on first and then I'll put the essence over it. This is what my line looks like. I think this might take me, to be quite frank, the rest of the year to work through, but it's fine because I've probably never worked through a full-size lipstick before, so it'll be a cool accomplishment if and when I get there. Let's talk new products I'm bringing in. I'm definitely playing strategy on this one. I was thinking about products that I'd be bringing with me on my honeymoon, and I figured I may as well toss them into this to see how far I can get on them and also to better justify the choice to bring some of them. Okay, currently I have a primer that I have been working with. I have a few spray primers in my collection, and I don't know why, because I'm not a big fan of spray primers, but I have this Skindinavia, the Makeup Primer Spray. It's a black bottle and I don't have a silver permanent marker, plus I can't see through this, it's totally opaque, but I think I'm halfway through this. I'm pretty sure I will get through this before Ben and I leave on our trip, which is why I brought in a second primer to this challenge. I was using this last year in my project pan, but I stopped using it once the drier months came because it's a mattifying primer, and I thought it was drying out my skin a little bit, not in a positive way. And so I'm bringing back my Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I really enjoyed this primer, and everyone keeps telling me that Italy, which is where Ben and I are going for a couple of weeks, is going to be extremely warm, and I don't plan on necessarily always wearing a full face of makeup, but I like to be able to have the option to do that, and this primer I think will be perfect for the job. I doubt I'll finish it while we're there, but I at least figured that if once I finish this up, probably before the month is over, I'll want this anyways. So the last mark I did in my previous project with this is where I'm starting, because I literally did an update and then stopped using it altogether and then put it back on hold. So really happy with this primer. It would be awesome to use up this summer, this primer, because it is, I think, at least 2 years old. Like this summer is marking my second summer with it, so I would love to get this used up. And also it would be nice to use another full-size primer. I've used mostly samples throughout this year, and I would like to get at least 1 or 2 more full-size ones used up. Aggressive, I know, but a girl can dream. Then I'm a crazy lady and I'm bringing in another primer, an eyeshadow primer. This is my Photo Focus eyeshadow primer from Wet n Wild. I am literally here, and it is silly that I'm bringing in another full-size one when there are some samples that I could use first, but I just want to see the odds of me getting this done in the rest of this year. Like, I would love to know that. I'm pretty sure this is the only non-colored full-size primer that I have left for my lids, and if I could start 2020 with only samples, that would be banging. And then I could finally buy either the CoverGirl or the Milani one, which, oh, that's like the ultimate dream. I've wanted to try both of those for a really long time. So this is where I'm starting. We'll see where we go. I also have a setting spray that I'm bringing in. I'm not planning on bringing that big Urban Decay one on the trip with me, so I thought I would bring in my last MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus in Coconut. I am about a third of the way through this, and I definitely feel like over the course of the trip, it's a 12-day trip, and if I put makeup on 12 days, this will probably get used up entirely. So it feels like a practical strategy item to bring in, and I'm hoping that I can get this used up and have just 3 full-size ones sitting in reserve in my collection. Last product that I have is a setting powder that I've been working on in the fall of 2018. I started working on it. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But this is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. Love this stuff. Would love to buy a full size of this upon finishing the sample, but I can't because I have a lot of other powders to either use up entirely or figure out if I want to declutter or not before I can purchase this. But I thought it would just be interesting to see how long it would take me to use up this amount of powder. I really don't have any understanding of how long it takes me to use up any kind of setting powders or pressed powders. So I thought I would just go ahead and see with like the last little bit of this, how long it would take me. All right guys, that is it for me and this Project Pan update. I do hope you're enjoying seeing the progress of these products, and I'll talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye.